Hello Federators of the Blue, and welcome to my channel, and also welcome to, well, a painting live stream, because this is basically the only thing I can do right now. I have a painting tutorial that is halfway there, but you know, if you follow me on social media, you already know that that kind of thing is going to have to wait for a little bit, because I don't have that much time, but I can do live streams. So I thought, in the meantime, while everything gets sorted out and we get used to the new family member, taking our lovely time, and just to be clear, I'm very happy, but that is a reality here. While we get used to that, I thought maybe doing some live streams could fill up the time and keep you entertained, because I can spend a couple hours, 3 hours here painting with you, and then I don't have to edit it. Instead of making a painting tutorial like when I painted this guy here, that is going to take me 3 or 4 hours, or minimum probably up to 8 or 10, plus the editing, which is another day at the very least. So as you may understand, this is the sensible solution to keep the content running while the baby grows up a little bit and is a little bit less dependent on both of us. On that note, I am very tired, so please forgive me if I'm a bit slower than usual. By the way, I just got this lovely new version of the Redgrass palette. Thank you to the Redgrass Games people for sending me the new version. Pretty amazing. The seal here, when you close it down strongly, it's actually hard to open, so I'm really happy with that. And the new paper, I've been using it for a very long time now, and it's the best paper for wet palettes ever made, so get it if you can. I think it's in pre-orders now. Highly recommend it, especially you don't have to buy the new palette, but I highly recommend the new paper. It's a massive improvement. And as I said in the title of the video, you remember this guy here. I just put the lights on him. Yeah, I painted this and left the back unpainted because I couldn't be bothered. But he sold. I sold him. Someone asked me if I wanted to sell it. I always say yes to those types of questions. But now I gave that lovely person the option to buy it like this, or to, if he wanted me to finish it, at 2 different price points, of course. And he said he prefers it finished, so now I have to finish it. So why don't we jump in and finish it right here, right now with you all. This won't be anything new. Just basically the same as I've been doing, as I did in the tutorial, but you're going to see it live, plus some details like the black and the metallic and so on. So let's see first of all who we have in the chat. While we base code, this is Sons of Horus Green. That is the base code for the Sons of Horus. Funny enough. And we have Crimson Temper 2, TM Malot, Barry P, Bethor Games, Nortak Paddy, Eric Watts, Saturnine, XVI. Saturnine says, I've been a viewer for a while, but I still don't know why Juan hates blue. It's just, I just don't like painting it. It's not a color that I like painting. Funny enough, it's a color that I like to wear. That for fashion purposes, I do like blue, but for painting, I just don't enjoy it. Yeah, as I said, nothing new here. This is not going to be groundbreaking. I just want to spend a little time with you painting this Marine's backpack. And I know I said that the buttocks on the thumbnail, but you know, you have to clickbait a little bit. If I said a backpack, it doesn't make for a good joke as buttocks do. And excuse me also if you hear some street sounds, because I have my window open because it's very hot in here, and if I don't, I'm going to die on camera. I'm going to treat this. Please treat this as another PAB. I know I haven't done a PAB due to, well, my wife being pregnant and my time being sucked off for quite a while, but treat this as a PAB. So if you want to ask any questions, feel free to do it. That's what I'm here for. Any questions about the channel, about me, but whatever you want to do. Eric Watt says, I used to hate painting red, but always found blue easier, so I get it. Red is really easy if you know what you're doing. The only issue with painting red is that you have to be mindful of not highlighted too much. If you highlight the red too much or with the wrong colors, you're going to basically fuck it up. So as long as you understand which colors you have to highlight and that you should shade it more than highlight it, you are golden. I love painting red. It's my favorite color to paint, along with yellow. Yellow is for different reasons. Yellow is just challenging. It's just, I really like that fun challenge. Oh, Land Steel 240 is here. Oh, by the way, I've been thinking, when I do this kind of live streams, do you guys prefer Twitch for this? I know it's better equipped for live streaming, but I also know it does require you to have kind of a schedule, which I just don't do those kind of vile things. But I've been thinking about doing some live streams, and I know Twitch is better for that, but I'm not sure if you guys would prefer Twitch or if you're just happy with YouTube. So that's, I just don't understand Twitch at all, so I would really have to stick down, please. I really have to study it quite a bit. Oh, Liam Jones says, I like YouTube better for live streaming myself. At Saturday, just have your stream on while I'm at work. Not gonna miss Juan painting my favorite legion. Don't tell my boss. I always encourage a little bit of YouTube watching while you're at work, because, yeah. Don't do that if you are a bus driver, please. But as long as you're not driving anything, feel free to watch videos on your work. And if your boss asks, tell them I told you you could do it. I always do it myself, but that being said, I am self-employed, so oh, come on. Let me just change this so I have a better grip so I can push this guy. I'm going to repaint the edge. This is done, but don't want the front to be destroyed. Oh, Gavin Gartha is here. Everyone, welcome our latest Slayer Sword winner. I don't know. Hey, Gavin, are you planning to go to the UK for the Golden Demon? Okay, another Nordtac Paddy. Due better for me, I don't need another app tech for these things. Yeah, I know. I can transmit to both services at once. I'm right now using I'm using a Streamlabs OBS to do this thing, and I know it's the worst of the two. The other is just OBS, and I know the guys behind Streamlabs are just jerks, and they want to make the change, but it's so painful. I have everything set up on Streamlabs. It's just a pain in the ass. And on Streamlabs, I know I have to pay if I want to transmit to the both services at once, which is an option. and I have to investigate on OBS if that's a possibility, because if it is, I wouldn't mind doing it. Might get me a little bit more interested on making more painting live streams. And I know some people love them. Others just don't really care too much, but others do love them. Oh, Gavin says, nah, he is not going to the UK Golden Demon, which is a bit sad. I'm not, by the way, this is a kind of low-key announcement, but I'm not going to the Golden Demon either. First of all, I couldn't get any tickets. You know how that was. And second of all, even if but I did try just to see if I could. And if I did manage to get some tickets, I might have thought about it. But since I didn't, anyway, my idea was not to go anyway, because with my wife about to give birth, I don't want to leave her to have fun. I don't mind leaving her to work outside, but leaving her alone with 2 kids just to have fun while she is a bit miserable, let's not kid ourselves here, doesn't seem like the nicest thing to do. So I wasn't going to go to the Golden Demon, and since I didn't even manage to the option to get a ticket, I'm definitely not going to the Golden Demon. But I'm still going to finish the Elder because I want to finish it. But now with no pressure, kind of feels like I kind of want to play it a bit more. I'm just that kind of guy. If I'm pressured to do something, I'm probably not going to do it. But if I'm left a little bit of free flow, I'm just, you know how that works. I'm just that kind of horrible person. Oh, Crystalios have jumped into the chat, so that's awesome. So the name Electric Eve Emma might be a good person to study as he streams often on Twitch. Yeah, I actually have we have a group of all the people invited to the Horus Heresy event, all the influencers, I hate that word, all the content creators invited to the event, and she was there. Amazing person, a really, really fun person to be around. So yeah, I might ask, if not her, at least on that group. Yeah. Yeah, Crystallis is a sneaky moment from work. It doesn't. So, this is my issue with Sons of Horus Green. This is the 4th layer. I reckon this will be the last one, but doing 4 layers is a pain in the ass. So, if you're going to follow the heavy metal method, or at least partly, I highly recommend you get an airbrush and do at least the Sons of Horus with an airbrush, because you're going to save so much time. It's very time consuming to do the Sons of Horus Green by brush. Especially, I cannot even imagine how much of a pain in the ass doing a tank like this. It has to be. Oh, Charlie Rivers, congrats on the baby. Thank you very much. We are really, really happy. I really want to state that very clearly, because I also like to make jokes about that subject as well. But yeah, we are extremely happy. It's something that we've been actively searching for a very, very, very long time. And I wish that was a humble brag, but it really isn't. If you know what I mean. Okay. Okay. Let's shake that Lupercal green. So the base coat is now done. I need this to be fully dry, and I will be jumping onto the glazing of the Lupercal green very, very soon. By the way, Charlie says, by the way, any tentative dates for RRR, for the Royal Retinue review? I may have something ready despite the heat. Well, that's an achievement, because it's really hot. I know where you live, and it's hot in here, so I cannot even imagine how hot that is down there. So yeah, my thought would be Saturday the 3rd of September would be a good date, because next weekend I can't do it, because I will probably be in Madrid in an event for work, and I wish I could tell you what that was about, but I can't, and it's painful. But it's going to be very exciting. I'm going to try to make a video about it, but I'm shit at doing videos that are not confined to this nice space here. This I can control. Videos bigger than this just escape me. Okay, I was just looking if I show you a little glimpse of what but I'm not going to play with luck here. I don't want to get into any issues or problems. Yeah, damn. Well, don't tell me, but let me treat you to something. Promise won't be sick this time. I'm going to the Charlie will know what I'm talking about. I'm going to go to the, and I just forgot. I just blank out on the name of the event. It's an event, a miniature painting event in Madrid. Let me just look for it. Oh yeah, they are the Freak Wars. Yeah, Freak Wars. Yeah, Charlie just put it. I just found it. So yeah, I still need to get confirmation here, and it's. I mean, they told me I was going to go, but I still don't have the tickets and anything. I know that's probably part of my fault, because I haven't contacted the guy since. Well, I mean, it's been a bit of a mess this past 2 weeks, but you know, let's just concentrate on painting. But yeah, I'm ideally going to be there. Let's just say that. Let me just put this down. It should be in focus. If anything's not in focus, please let me know. Yeah, a lot of people say the excuse thing, and I get it, but it still doesn't excuse for not, you know, doing the stuff you have to do. But yeah. So here in the backpack, I'm going to put the shading on these bits on the sides. I did the same on the buttocks here. And I'm going to glaze towards the bottom here on this big plaque. If you want to, this is Lupercal Green, by the way. If you want to have a detailed description of this, I have a video tutorial about this. I'm not going to do anything different here. It's just me replicating that. Because as I said at the beginning of the video, I just sold this guy and have to finish it now. Because yeah, the lovely person that bought it along with the Chaos Warrior for Age of Sigmar, which I'm really happy. Wanted him finished, so I'm just going to finish it. And also you can see more or less in real time what it takes to paint one of these things to the heavy metal, well, heavy metal level. I'm not heavy metal painter, but as close as I can get it. And yes, Fidel, they are the Freak Wars. There is a big announcement coming on the Freak Wars, and I was invited to take part for good reasons, but I can't speak about it, sadly. I wish I could. I'm awful at keeping secrets, but I also want to be in good terms with the people that invited me and are going to pay me to be there and pay for the trip and everything. So, I mean, congrats on the fatherhood, Juan, says Saturn9. How do you juggle your time with work, YouTube, painting, and other life things? I don't. Well, it's joking aside, it's pretty easy if you don't sleep. So that is that. You get that extra 8 hours out of a day, and you have to insert the be clever meme here now. But yeah, basically I do all the YouTube stuff at night between 10 p.m. and 1 o'clock in the morning. Basically, that's my YouTube making videos time. So yeah, quite literally, I go to bed at 1:30, then I wake up at 7 to go to work, and I don't sleep too much, which is not good for you. You shouldn't do that. But you know, do as I say, not as I do, I guess. By the way, Lupercar Green is a fantastic color to glaze with. It's so transparent that it's just a delight. So it seems that everyone prefers YouTube, so I'm not going to drop the live streams here. By the way, I plan on doing a live stream tomorrow and another one on Sunday. So 3 days, 3 live streams doing different stuff. I have a lot of stuff to do. Probably tomorrow I will be either building or starting to paint something big. And on Sunday probably continue that. I just want to do something. I just want to have an excuse to paint something, at least for a little bit. So expect about this same time tomorrow, and on Sunday I will be doing live streams just to, you know, put something out while I'm still working on the Firehawks video, which will be the next big video. But the video is halfway done, but again, baby came, so everything just grind to a halt while we, you know, deal with that. By the way, this is not the first one. This is my second kid. I have a 5-year-old as well. We are just quite discreet with those sort of stuff. Same reason why he's a space marine and not a real human in the picture that you saw. Okay, so I think the shading is now done. It looks nice. Nice gradient. Oh, Kev Queen. Hey Juan, I only recently got into painting, and you're my top inspiration. Thank you very much. You're awesome. Keep up the good work and congrats on the newborn. Thank you very much, Kev Queen. I really appreciate it. Does the old one try to paint with you sometimes? No, he's not interested at all in anything related to art in any way, shape, or form. he just doesn't like to paint, draw, or nothing like that. He's just what are you going to do? Not his thing. So this is I'm going to do now the mix of Incubi Darkness, and I think it was black. Oh, it's clogged. Oh. It's about 1-to-1. It doesn't really matter. You could probably just use straight up black and it's not going to make any difference. You basically just want darker version of Incubi Darkness for this step. So that seems about right. Hi, Sophie's Chambers. Good morning from Texas. That's exciting. Would you mind if I ask a question about how you do the shading on the legs? I know it's the style, but the light direction confuses me. You can ask whatever you want. The answer in this case will be I just copied the box art. So that's basically it. That's basically it. So what they did basically is they shaded down towards the bottom, and in these bits where it's concave, they shaded any part that is directly hitting the light is lighter, and the shading goes in the other direction because it's a little bit concave, as you can see. That's basically it. There is a lot more shading on this leg and quite less highlighting on this side, just for the same reasons, basically. So that's it. I mean, it's just the heavy metal style. You either like it or you don't. I personally love it. I think it's I find it really appealing to me, but I get when others don't. So don't feel discouraged if you don't like it. Don't feel like you're weird or something. A lot of people don't like this style of painting. It's done for a reason. I would just say that it's done for a very good reason, which is showcasing the miniatures as clearly as possible. So once you understand the reasoning behind it, you kind of get it, because every detail is outlined perfectly. It's very visible. It's not confusing at all what it is or what shape it is, or it's a fantastic way of showcasing a product, basically. But that also makes it hard to sell for some people, which prefer a more realistic look on their minis. Okay. What's the difference, what's the difference between Lupercal Green and Incubi Darkness, besides one being greener? I have both paints on hand. Well, you can clearly tell one is greener and the other is bluer, basically. So this is Lupercal, as you can see here. And this is Incubi, which is very similar, but bluer. That's the difference. You can see it there. I hope the light. I'm not going to focus on it because otherwise I will lose. I'm using the manual focus here, so yeah. But yeah, as I would tell, the heavy metal style has changed quite a lot through the years, and it's basically developed itself into a. Whoop. Sorry about that. Let me put my phone in silent mode. It was my mom, actually, but I know she can wait for a little bit. Grave Spawn. Congrats on the baby. Always good to just watch you work. Your positive energy always helps inspire me to tackle my never-ending backlog. Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to do. Exactly what I want to do. I don't want anything other than inspire people to just paint, because it's, to me, the greatest hobby ever. And if I get more people painting more, that's all I want to do. And Crystalio says they even add NMM now. Yes, the heavy metal team, which I honestly, and this is honestly, thought I would never see them do NMM, and they started to use it. And I actually talked about that with the head of the heavy metal team when I was there for the Horus Heresy event, and because I get why they did it on Sigvald. That was logical. That made sense. I kind of expected that when Sigvald was rumored. They've also done it previously on the Blood Angels Marines. Darren Latham did that quite a bit a while ago, I think, along with Gareth Nicholas. But that was like, that made sense, kind of, so yeah. But when I saw the Skaven Assassin, that was a revelation. And I actually asked the guy that painted it, which is, again, the head of the heavy metal team, and he asked me that was done during the pandemic, and it was just like sitting on his desk, and he just wanted to have fun, so he just did it. and yeah, so seems like they are more open now about those kinds of things, so that's great. And yeah, he actually told me they didn't have any rules about it. They can do as they please, but obviously for troops and stuff like that, it doesn't make any sense. But for heroes, it seems like it's a bit more in the menu now, available for them as a tool to use if they want, so that's great. Because as I said, I honestly thought I was never going to see that happen, and that was a very nice surprise. I have that mini ready to be painted, but I just don't have the time now. I was thinking doing a masterclass with it, kind of what Darren did with the Blight Lord. That was the Nurgle bit, the Nurgle guy. And I think it's a good idea. I like it. It's also easier to produce those videos than a very long, complete tutorial. So that kind of feels like something fun to do. And again, less time consuming. So that's also a nice win-win there. Okay. Shading completely done. The eraser shade is done. Everything is done. Yeah. Yeah, Eyes of His Chambers. I love the heavy metal style, and describing it as showcasing the product clears up some questions. Yes, because that's exactly what it is. I've talked to the heavy metal team for different members about this, and it's just what it is. It's just they are not really painting in their personal styles. They're just painters hired to showcase a product in a way that the company wants to do. That's exactly what they're doing. They are allowed a little bit of personal style freedom, especially in heroes and stuff like that, but for the most part they just have to follow the rules that they and the company decide, and that just makes sense. They are just hired by that company, so why? So that's always going to be the case. That's what a job is about. So next up is the chunky edge highlight, and it's a mix of Sons of Horus and Cyberite 1-to-1. Gavin Gartha. Usually for characters they get more creative freedom, yeah, since they are one of models don't need to match other models in a unit. Exactly, yeah. Exactly that. So it makes a lot of sense that you see all those more new styles and stuff like that in those kinds of minis. Nortag Paddy, have you ever considered painting smaller than 32mm, maybe some 10-15? I'm currently doing some Lord of the Rings Easterlings in 10mm. No, I really don't enjoy that scale that much. I have a project where I have to paint a bunch of 6mm minis, because I'm doing something that I think is very cool, but I can't really talk about. I don't want. It's one of those projects that I have Forgotten Demon that I want to keep a little bit secret, because it's one of those things. So I'm. Oh, brown brush look better. Congratulations, baby. Thank you very much, man. Really appreciate it. So yeah, I'm not really interested, but I'm going to have to. But I'm just not really interested. Okay, so let's start with the chunky edge highlights. And if you want more zoom, just ask for it. But for the time being, I know people always ask me to showcase my palette, and I never do because I think it's too much work to be worth it. But I'm in live streams, I kind of have that more leeway with those stuff. So that's why I have it on display. But if you want more zoom, just let me know and I will get you closer. Ed, woohoo! Finally get to join a live stream. Congratulations on the new mini hobbies in training. I hope he is the new one. The first one, as I was talking previously, I was intending for him to be a hobbyist, and he just couldn't give less of a fuck about what I do. Let's hope that the new one is a bit more interested. Otherwise, my plans to create a painting studio of my own is going to be short-lived. Oh, that was shit. That was awful. Luckily, this chunky edge highlights doesn't really matter too much, but I still want them to be clean. Sorry, I'm not the I'm not Infernal Brush, okay? I don't have that much brush control, so you will have to put up with my shoddy highlighting. That guy is insane, by the way. If you don't know him, just go and look for him on YouTube. Don't leave this video. Open a new tab, please, and go and look for him. He is amazing. But a good thing you can do is you can always go back with your base coat. In this case, it's Sons of Horus, and you're just going to tidy this up a little bit. Maybe I will have to mix a little bit of the Lupercal to create a little bit more darker color. Yeah, because that had some glazing on top, so I'm just going to correct this. There you go. So it's tidier. One brush took better. When doing a chunky edge highlight, are you using the side of your brush or are you using the tip? In this sort of thing, I can't use the side of the brush even if I wanted. It's not an option because it has the rivets there and I don't want to mess them up. So I'm just using the tip and doing a bit more pressure than what I would do with a thin edge highlight. There you go. That was nicer. It's always nicer when the edges align better with my brush stroke. And that's another thing. It's easier to do precise lines like this, vertical. Horizontal, bad deal. It's better to turn the Mini and do it like this. I mean, yeah. I mean, Grave Spawn says just give the older one a little bit of time to value what you do. Yeah, of course. I'm sure he will be interested at some point, but he just doesn't give a fuck now, which I totally respect. By the way, he's entitled to his own opinions and his own tastes in everything. But I just know he's not interested in anything artistic whatsoever. He's a great kid. I mean, amazing. We're extremely proud, but he's just not artistic. Just a tip, yeah. You just have to use your very tip of the brush. That's how you do it. Sometimes a little ball forms on the tip. That's normal. Just pick it up with your fingers and keep painting. Just paint dry and at the very tip. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not using magnification, by the way, now, just because it interferes with the camera. So I'm just doing this by sight, which makes it more difficult, especially around the rivets. But don't really mind too much about them because I'm going to paint the metallic and then shade them. So it's not the end of the world, but I still want precision here. Makes my job easier later on. And if I finish this quickly, we may start another project. Okay. I had to not breathe or talk for a while there. That's acceptable, I guess. I think it's acceptable. Let me just mix a little bit of the Sons of Horus and Lupercal on a darker shade, just to correct this bead here, which I don't like. There you go. Better now. So I think that's done now. Pretty happy with that, if I'm honest. Okay. Whew, that was intense. There you go. Pretty chuffed with that, not going to lie. I'm just going to jump to the next highlight now that I'm on a roll. And this is a 1-to-1-to-1 mix of Cyberite, Elysian, and, if I'm not mistaken, Wraithbone. So these three colors mixed together. Oh, no. I almost forgot. No, it's just Cyberite. It's just Cyberite on its own. That's why I make videos, by the way, just to remember everything that I do, because I always forget. Okay. So just do a thin edge highlight with this. Oh, I just got a pop-up from YouTube on the live stream screen thing that I could insert an ad now, like by hand. I could just press a button and insert an ad. That's new. I hate it. Thank you very much, but no, I'm not going to annoy my viewers. That sounds like a horrible thing to do. No, thank you, YouTube. Okay. Wow, that's shit. I still remember when they, without, well, I mean I guess they noticed, they gave us a notice. I never read the YouTube emails because they are always pointless. They automatically inserted ads in all of the videos, like mid-roll ads, and at their own discretion. And they were, in some videos you had like 8 or 10 mid-roll ads placed automatically. It was horrible. I had to go to all of my videos and disable them one by one. It was horrible. Damn. This brush is not cooperating. Let me grab another one. That brush just didn't want to take a good tip for whatever reason. It's not horrible. It just won't keep the tip that I need for this sort of job. Yeah, much better now. Don't expect the best thin edge highlight in the world here. It's just going to be acceptable. But yeah, I still remember that. So what I did afterwards is disable mid-roll ads entirely, because I couldn't trust YouTube to place like one ad and move on. So I just decided I'm not going to do that for my viewers, so I just disabled them entirely. And my revenue dropped quite a bit, but you know what, I don't really care that much. Thank you to my patrons and channel members that I don't need those sort of abusive things done to my audience. Lan Steele says, just a tip is the greatest lie ever told by a man. Yes, but another good contender for that title would be I will let you know when I'm about to finish. Okay, that went well. That's not bad. Okay, let's move on to more edge highlighting. Luckily for me, it's not going to be too much. Oh, I can use the side here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There you go. Turn it around. There you go. There's something wonderfully relaxing about watching Juan work at the end of a hectic week. Well, if you think your week has been hectic, oh man, I'm so tired. I'm so fucking tired. I have forgotten how tiring that was. You know, enough years have passed from my first one that I just had forgotten. Also, I'm 5 years older, which is not helping. It's probably one of the first times that I felt years on like the passage of time on myself. That was an experience. Okay. By the way, another good trick to make very precise lines is not breathe while you're doing them. Breathe in between them. But holding your breath really helps. Oh, that was shit. That was horrible. Just go back. As always, you can always go back to the previous color and just fix it, but... Okay, better. Okay. Commander Pancake just got here. Do you varnish your minis? When I play with them, yes I do. When they're just for showcase, I sometimes use the ultra matte varnish if I need like a super flat finish. But that's it. It's not a varnishing for protection, it's varnishing for a finish effect. Well, all you 50s, no reason to watch your great channel, no ads. I have ads at the beginning and at the end of the videos, which I highly recommend you watch, and that really helps. But apart from those ads, I don't put ads in the middle because I think they're horrible. They just cut the flow with the video. They feel, I just don't like them. Grave Spawn, how often do you replace your main brush? It's size 1 or 0. So my main brush that they've been using the base coat here, and that I'm using for most of my base coating needs now, it's a Raphael #1. I'm using this because it's a bit older, and I want to just finish it. I want to use this brush to the very finish of his painting life, because I want to start to move into only using Rosemary and Co, which is the brushes that I use now. But I have other brands like scattered around. I just want to use them all, finish with them, and just move into using one brand and just buy them in bulk and stuff like that. The brush that I use all the time from Rosemary, my main brush, is this. It's the size 3 series 33. This is my favorite brush in the world. But again, as I said, I want to end the life of the Raphael first, because otherwise I just have a ton of different brushes, and I just want to move into only using one brand. And I replace them. They last about a year, each brush. It really depends, but between 8 months to a year is a good measure. But I have brushes last for half a year, and that's also normal, because it's natural hair, so it's unpredictable how they are going to behave, basically. So some of them will last longer, some of them will last shorter. That's kind of the thing here. Crystal, you have ad at the beginning. I should have an ad at the beginning. I've been following you for a while. Use a tutorial to paint some havocs for my Emperor's Children. They look great. Love your videos. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And Carlos is asking if I keep painting Sons of Horus. Not just the backpack for this guy, just because this is the tutorial guy. I just want to finish it because, as I said at the beginning of the video, he's sold, and his new owner is already paid. His new owner wants it finished. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Okay. So Carlos is asking in Spanish, what's the next thing that I'm going to paint? The next big video, like full tutorial video, it's Firehawks. Oh, sorry about that, guy. Firehawks is going to be the next tutorial, which is, the video is about halfway done, but I want to paint the whole thing. So it's going to take a while to appear, because right now with the new kit, you know, my time is not precious. But in the meantime, the next heavy contrast videos, which is a different thing, that's not heavy that's not heavy contrast, the Firehawk. The next heavy contrast videos are going to be let me just look for the minis. I think I can show them now. I think the embargo has lifted. Elf, Wizard, Singe, Wizard thingy, and I also have, this is always also going to be heavy contrast, I have this guy here, which was, it's going to be like kind of an ambient OSL kind of effect done with contrast paints. Of course, airbrushed base coat, but you get the idea. So what, 2 sources of light and having some fun. So yeah, these are the next things that are going to appear in the channel. Commander Pancake says, have you thought about making a tutorial on special effects such gems, glass, glow? I have several on glow. I have one on gems, which I think is more than enough. You don't need anything else. About glass, containers, stuff like that, I highly recommend the one that Louise did for the Warhammer Plus video. She is amazing. Yeah, the Hollow King one is going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to that. It's one of those things that I was really excited about, that mini, when they told me they're going to send it to me. I just modified it, as many have done already, because I've seen others doing the same. I've cut away the hair that is in front of his face because I thought it was a stupid thing to do. Why put hair in front of his face? Don't do that. I just cut it away and it looks so much better without the hair on his face. Really looking forward to that. Carlos asks, he would like to see how I paint a Noise Marine. I already did. I did two Emperor's Children versions. One a bit more modern with the skin on top of the armor effect, and the other one, the classic one, purple and black. So just follow one of those. Those are my... I'm not going to do any more Emperor's Children videos. Unless they make a very cool Emperor's Children release, which is a possibility. That's true. It is a possibility. So, next highlight. This is 1 part Cyberite, and you can see how I do my mixes. It's just using it's just using drops. Let me just get you here. 1 part Wraithbone. Oh, 2 parts Wraithbone. Sorry. 2 parts Wraithbone. And 1 part Elysian green, which is clocked, so never, if it's not coming out, don't keep pushing, don't squeeze your droppers. There you go, 1 drop of that. And the other mix was 1 part Wraithbone and 1 part Cyberite, which I'm just going to mix with Cyberite here. Oh, we have here, this is Revealed. This is the guy, it's written in Spanish, but let me just translate it for the non-Spanish speaking people in the chat. He is the guy that runs Best for Minis on Instagram, which is a great account. They basically share the work of others, but they do it in a very... They basically do it the way they should be done. They always ask for permission pre-sharing the work. Great communication. They are very kind, and always open, and always sharing giving credit to the proper people. So that's how you should do it. And he's here on the chat, so thank you very much. He's congratulating me on the new born baby. Well, don't keep pushing Hidalgo. Yeah, that's just me. Just mix this. There you go. That's about right. It doesn't really matter too much. So next highlight, let's move into these mix with Elysian green. And I'm just going to place these on the upper facing corners. and edges and stuff like that. So sorry if it goes out of focus for a little bit. I wish I could afford a camera with better autofocus. It's not bad, but it doesn't really work as well as I want it to be. For me to be relying upon it for this kind of thing. Works well enough for normal videos, but this kind of stuff you have to be very precise. It's not the best. But I'm poor, so I cannot afford the camera that I want. I look at it a lot, but I just can't afford it. It's too expensive. So I messed up a little bit here. I'm just going to fix it. Go. What if you don't use autofocus but set the focus to something? That's what I'm done here. This is manual focus, and the focus is what I'm comfortable painting, so like that. And it should be everything in focus, and it should be a focus even if I zoom in as much as this lens allows me to, which is not that much. This is the 24-70 from Canon. It is a good lens, but it's just what it is. Okay, more fixes, a little bit more here. There you go. Don't be afraid to fix stuff. Oh, Carlos is he asked a question about me painting the Noise Marine. I thought he was talking about regular Noise Marines, not the super cool Noise Marine with paint job from the 80s, 90s. Yeah, I wish I might paint that mini, just because I like it so much. Okay. Let's keep on with the edge highlighting, otherwise we're not going to finish this ever. I want to finish the whole backpack on camera. There you go. Oh! Thank you, Shingo. Start the new camera fun. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. If you just feel curious with which camera that I would like to buy, it would be the Canon R5. That would be my dream camera. That's the kind of camera that you just buy once and it will last you for your whole career. So that's the kind of purchase that I want to make. I'm tired of buying good but not the best cameras, so I'm just not going to, unless something breaks. I'm not going to buy another video camera for the tutorials unless it's that the one, basically. But it's very expensive, so thank you very much, Shingo, for starting that. Yeah, 5.5k. Yeah, that's basically how much it costs. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's about that. It's 4.5k euros, so it's very expensive. But I know I wouldn't have to buy any more cameras afterwards then. So that's also like my justification about that. But I don't have the money, so it's just a dream right now. Doesn't really matter if you don't have the money, does it? Okay. Okay, Synthas. I need inspiration. Painted my whole Drukhari in green spectrum. Cabal, dark green with like dark angels. Coven is turquoise, which called is classic sea green. How do I paint my Enquai? I don't know. I mean, if you're going to that spectrum, you probably could lean a bit more into the... No, you have turquoise already. I don't know. I would just probably just paint them black. Like straight up cold black. That will work pretty well. Oh, Crystallis is leaving. Bye, man. See you again in the chat. In the Discord server. So, Blalo Blali. By the way, how important do you think are magnifying glass lenses when trying to paint at the best level you can? Very important. I have mine here. Very important. You need this. Because if you don't use this, you are just, without any reason, handicapping yourself. use this stuff. They're very cheap. You don't need to spend a lot of money on them. That's what my car is worth. Yeah, that's basically what I paid for my car as well. Yeah, it's crazy, but it's just professional grade stuff. It's just the stuff that people that make a living making videos and taking pictures use. That's the kind of stuff you kind of end up wanting when you start to look too much into this. So yeah, as I always tell people, never look into cameras. Don't go down that rabbit hole. It's pure madness. I still remember when I started and I was using a shit camera. And I thought, man, this is enough. I don't need anything fancier. And then I bought. And then the Patreon started growing, so I was really happy. And I said, okay, I'm going to level up a little bit. So I bought the camera that I'm using now, the Canon M50, which is a fantastic little camera. I really like it. And I was just using like normal lenses. I wasn't spending too much money on lenses, and I remember needing a zoom lens, and I saw, which one was it? I think it was the 18 to 150 millimeters from the M range, and that was like 400 euros. I said, that's crazy money. I'm never going to spend that much money on a lens. And yeah, a couple years later, and I spent way more than that on lenses. Like way more than that on lenses. The one that I'm using now is more expensive than that. This puppy is way more expensive than that. It's the Macro 100 with the so beautiful red ring. I love this thing. It's fantastic. Oh, so beautiful. So yeah, top tip, never go down the camera rabbit hole if you can avoid it. Yeah, Bubbly says, Shingo says, I'm starting my and I'm guessing that is Nighthound army what unique color transitions would you recommend using an airbrush? I would probably, if I painted the whole Nighthound army, I will do like the blood ghost kind of look. I love that, like from pale cream color, like very off-white creamy color, to a red, intense blood red. I love that transition. I think that's a very cool look for ghosts. Blalobali says, yeah, I guess it's so. About glasses, I have the bad habit to extending my arm when judging my models to see the error less. Yes, there's nothing wrong about that. If you paint for yourself or you paint just to play, who doesn't really matter. Just do what makes you happy. Like, honestly, just do whatever works. No one's going to look at your models from that close a distance. If you want to level up your painting, that's a different subject entirely, and then you might want to start looking into using magnifying glasses and stuff like that, because you really need them for the absolute highest level. Because, I mean, why won't you use them? I mean, why won't you? It's not cheating, it's just magnification. So you can't paint what you can't see. That's basically it. So they are cheap, they are readily available, just use them. It's better for your eyes, and it's going to improve your painting on the long run. So yeah. Okay, I think I'm done with the highlighting on the backpack. What's the brand of those magnifying glasses? I don't know. It doesn't say anything. They are just cheap Amazon glasses. They don't have a name. They're just this. I can't even give you a link. I can't find them anymore. That's it. I like this because they are like a wireframe, so they are not massive. They are very small, and they are very comfortable to use, and they are not like a big hunk of plastic. So I really like that. Yeah, Gavin Gaffer. If you want like an expert opinion, just look at what Gavin said. I love the magnifiers. Once I started using them, I couldn't go back, and that's it. You just can't go back. And why would you go back? There's just no reason to go back. So, final thoughts, highlights with Wraithbone. Go. And the highlighting is basically done. I don't want to over highlight the lower sections here. It makes no sense for me. I think it looks good like this. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah, my magnifying glasses, says Christian Roar, are way bigger. Can have them in for more than 10 minutes. Yeah, that's a big issue. That's why I looked specifically for the smaller and lighter ones. These are the lighter ones that I could find. Yeah, a lot of recommendations. Ras Mini says I got my as a dentist magnifying glasses. They were like 20-30 euros. Yeah. Well, that's a bit more expensive than what I paid, but it's still a good price for good magnifying glasses. And Blalobali says, now I'm trying too hard to improve. Guess it was like you said, but other people said they were not the most essential thing. They are one of the most essential things. I would like to contradict whoever told you that. They are one of the most essential things you can buy. Let's move into Maker's Purple for the extra shading. Oh, let me just put it here so you can see that I'm not going to use any medium for this. I'm going to use water like a barbarian. Because when you're applying thin glazes, it doesn't really matter. Just be very careful. I'm just being extremely careful around the edge highlights specifically. I don't want to cover them, so very delicate moves just to increase the shading. I'm especially around here as well in this like beveled edge where I couldn't do the thinnest highlights I could due to constraints. This helps me appear that I did a better job than what I did, essentially. Okay. I'm going to do a couple of passes of this. This is very small, so it's not like crucial, but it really gives a warmth that it's there on the model and looks really, really good. Okay. Strangely, I never see artists talk about them in their things they would have liked to know sooner videos. Yeah, I hate those videos. I really do. I get people like them that are very popular, but it's such a overused crap. Not to diminish any of the people that do them, but I just don't like them. But yeah, this is one of those things that I wish I have known sooner. That and practicing with bigger brushes. Bigger brushes make you a better painter just by using them. It's like free training. Okay, so that's awesome. Fidel says that if you are in Madrid, there's a shop called the Magnifying Center. Apparently, which he found the same ones that I'm using. So that's awesome. I might have to pay a visit there just to find a new set for me because mine are a little bit scratched. That's the issue with this cheap Amazon lens, which use plastic lenses. They just get scratched very easily. So I'm going to a little bit more shading into this rectangle here with the Makers very carefully. There you go. Christian, yeah, bigger brushes have so much more control if you use them. Needs a good tip, of course. Yes, of course. That's what I like the Rosemary's, because the tip on this. It's insanely good tip. I love my Rosemary's. This is this is the size 3. It's my favorite brush in the world. If you learn how to do edge highlights with this, then automatically you will be a much better painter just by that process. You will have learned brush control inherently like that. So let's apply a bit more shading, shall we? I'm going to use Doombull Brown. I'm going to skip the step of the Rhinox mix with stuff, and I'm just going to go straight into Doombull Brown. Do add a bit more oxidation on some spots, like there, there. This is going to be super quick effect. There. I like to place this in random spots. There. Just put my tip on my brush again. And there. There you go. A little touch of brown. Go. Maybe there. That seems about. I like that. And I also going to do that on the rest of the model because the back wasn't weathered, so I'm going to add a bit more of this. That's enough. Minis, have fun painting us off to make some foods. I wish your foods taste amazing. Thank you for being here for how much time? An hour and a half. Still plenty of things to do. So I consider now the green finished. I'm not going to add weathering. I'm happy with the front being a bit more weathered than the back. So this is basically the armor done for me. I'm really happy with it. Looks quite good, if you ask me. And I'm just going to base coat everything that is not going to be armor with black. I have in my I'm using this black just because it's the black that I have here, because I'm just testing paints. This is the AK black. It doesn't really matter. Any black will do the same. I just have this on my table. But I could have Abaddon black, or I could have Vallejo black. It just makes a little difference. Especially for this kind of thing. I do like Abaddon for certain things better than others. I'm just going to basically paint with black so I have a good, not like a full coat, just so I have a good separation between stuff. And of course I'm going to paint black. I don't feel this is well mixed. Let me just give it a little shake. I really like that they have agitators inside from the factory. That's a good touch. I believe every single manufacturer should do that. That should be a basic requirement for paints. I really feel that sometimes the paint manufacturers have really they're just chipped out on us. We should have agitators in all the paints as standard, but that's my opinion about that. Of course I can be wrong. But each time I get paint with agitators inside, it's just such a better experience overall. Okay, that's it. Same with the parts that will be fully black like these tubes. Just going to do a full coat. The rest I'm just going to apply the black so I have a good separation when I paint the metallic paint on top. Go. I'm going to apply a bit of the Maker's Purple on this area here to shade it, because it looks a bit too green, too vibrant. So I'm just going to apply a load of the Makers to hide all of that, because that wasn't highlighted and I can't reach it now. Carol's asking how much the person that bought this has paid for it. So yeah, I have no issues whatsoever. This claim revealing that was 120 euros for this mini, which is the usual price that I sell my minis for. 100. It also, if it's like a heavy contrast video and it was fast, I charge about 80, and if it's like this that took quite a long because all the highlighting, and it's not like a hero or something important, it's about 120. Things like Drazar or Giantsar or Mogonra, which all sold, they all sold for in between 350 and 400 euros, if I'm not mistaken. Those were the prices, more or less, if I remember correctly. The Avatar was way more. For example, the Avatar sold for 950 euros. Which I was really, really happy to sell, by the way. Because that's a way I make money with this channel. It's just selling what I paint. So I have no issues selling. I will never have. It's just part of the business. So let me grab the metallic paint that I need for this. And Carlos always asking that he thought that I added the music to the videos, but he's listening to it right now, so he's guessing that I have it while I paint, and I don't. I have that background track added digitally in Streamlabs. So no, I don't listen to that while I'm painting. For the metallic details, I'm going to base coat them with dark aluminium. So, blah blah blah. It says, how many hours did the Avatar took versus Giantsar? A lot more. The Avatar was about 6-7 days of painting, because that's how much I had since the model arrived and I built it till the deadline for the article was, and I was painting basically in my work when I had like a little bit space. I was painting. The last days I was painting him, like literally postponed. I'm self-employed, so I can luckily do this, but I postponed some of my work at my job just to finish, and it was painting 24/7. So quite a lot more. About I can't really tell you the hours, but quite a bit more work. Shingo says, do you do commissions? No, I don't. Sorry. I don't do commissions because I've only accepted one, and it's still not painted 1 year after the commission came in. And luckily, it is a good friend, and I know he's understanding. But I feel really, really, really bad when I don't do that stuff. So no, I don't do commissions. Sorry. I just sell what I paint in the channel. So I'm just that kind of person that paints whatever he wants, whenever he wants, basically. Which is not a bad thing to do. It's not a bad motto to have, if you ask me. There you go. It's Bob Tart. Your work's amazing, dude. I love learning from your videos. Keep it up. Thank you very much. Smith, thank you for the inspiration, Juan. You have really helped me improve my skills and confidence with your videos. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Again, you may know this because I'm already answering questions, but if you have any questions, don't feel hesitant. Just ask them. This is why I'm here for. This is the way a mix of PAB that I used to do and the normal painting live stream. I really love this Vallejo Metal Colors paint. It's so good. So that's base coated now. Really happy with it. I'm going to base coat a bit more, a couple more bits, because that wasn't base coated. With metallics, I have to highlight it also. Oh, I have a hand there to highlight. Shit. Forgot about the hand. Oh no. Crap. I wasn't expecting that. Oh no, I have to highlight that hand now. Crap. Okay, let's better just do it now. It's shaded, so that's useful. Damn. Good thing I noticed before I send this to the client. And the front is highlights. That's awesome. Okay. Oh, Kevin has to go. Thank you for coming, mate. It's always nice to see you popping around. Frank M, do you ever sell whole squats or wall bands? No, because I don't paint them. There's just so much work. I just sell individual models. I just feel like that's the way I want to do stuff, basically. Okay. Hope you can see that. It's a bit tricky. Hey, Carlos says, if I have planned a video about tools that I use and stuff like that. No, I don't really have that planned. I might do one because it's easy to do, and I haven't really need easy videos to make. But no, I don't have any plans right now. But I might do one. It's not going to be very exciting though, I can already tell you that. So if you want to know something, I use rosemary brushes, so I'm very open about it. I have an affiliate link in the description, so feel free to use it if you want to support me. Best brushes in the world for me. Also, not just the best brushes I really like, but also extremely good company. Family owned business, and they are really nice. So yeah, hand is done. That was quick. That was awesome. Yeah, what about glasses? The only thing I can tell you is just these glasses. That's the video about the glasses. I mean, I might explain why they are important. I do have a bigger plan on magnification, but it's going to be a bit special. Saturnine, help me with an argument. Iron hand steel better than lead belcher? Okay, that's an interesting question. They're different. One is lighter than the other. I just prefer to start with a lighter color myself and add the shading by hand rather than highlighting metallics, which I hate. I prefer to shade metallics down than to highlight them up. So I prefer Iron Hand Steel. It's also really good metallic paint for Citadel standards, but this is just better than both of them. So if you can't get your hands on this is just basically Lead Belcher but better. So like not a bit better, like miles better than Lead Belcher. So yeah, it just flows so well. This just has so much shine, and the pigment is so small. It's just amazing. Okay, so metallics base coated. I think I'm going to paint the metallics and then paint the black. I have a lot of rubber to highlight on the buttocks and on the shoe and on the legs and on the bolter and stuff like that. So I'm going to grab my Noon Oil. So, Noon Oil. This is the new one, the new version. The old one is shit. This one is amazing. It's hard to explain how much better this is than the old one. This is complete step up from the old version. Use this. The old one is shit. Use the old one for terrain and stuff like that. Frank M. Sounds liberating from artistic standpoint. For now, I'm in painting in army painting mode. Yeah, army painting is amazing. I have 2 armies painted, 3 if you count my warband for a Dead Zone. So I do like army painting, but I need to have the right mindset to do so. Oops. Okay, again blocked. There you go. No? You're going to come out? Really stubborn, that clock. Oh, okay. A little bit of a splash, but not too bad. Okay. Let's just shade the metallic details with the new Noon Oil formula. And it's so good. Oh. There you go. I have to be careful not to interfere with the previous shading, so it doesn't create a tide mark or anything like that. There you go. That looks fine to me. And I will just let this dry and move on to the absorb excesses and stuff like that. You know the deal. Okay. Oh, the end is here. Thank you for coming, mate. Long time no see. And yes, blah blah blah. That was relative to the position of the leg. So this one is brighter because it's facing upwards, and this one is a bit more. It's different. So yeah, I try to go a little bit with that because they do that with the Horus Heresy paint jobs a little bit. So I was talking to one of the heavy metal Forge Wall painters, which are different, which are the ones that did this. They are called the Specialist Games heavy metal team, and they have a little bit more of leeway in terms of artistic freedom to do a bit more, not advanced, but a bit more realistic looking paint jobs, so to speak. Realistic looking paint jobs. Okay, so while the Noon Oil dries, I think I'm going to start highlighting the black. I can't remember what I used. for the front. Really can't, but it doesn't really matter. It's going to look similar. I just have to find the paint. It's going to take a while. My paint rack is not sorted appropriately. Okay, I think I have them all. So I have here Thunderhawk Blue, Dark Reaper, which I'm not. I'm not sure if I'm going to use Dark Reaper. I might not use Dark Reaper. I'm not going to use Dark Reaper. So you have Thunderhawk Blue, Fenrisian Grey. Did I use Fenrisian Grey there? No, probably not. Probably was Administratum. One moment, please. Okay, so Administratum Grey, Thunderhawk Blue, and I have there the Incubi and Black mix, which is going to use alongside this. Let me just mix them up a little bit more. Okay, Thunderhawk there. Another clocked paint. Yeah, Carlos asking if an agitator is sounding. Yeah, I have a vortex mixer, which I can't show you because if I do, it unplugs from the mains, and it's a pain in the ass to plug it again. So there you go. Administratum Grey, and I'm going to mix Thunderhawk into this previous mix. This is the Incubi and Black, so I can make sort of a bit of a lighter color out of this. Yeah, that looks about right to me. So I'm going to use this to highlight the ridges now. Yeah, highly recommended, Carlos. If you don't have a vortex mixer, get one. They are very cheap now. When I bought mine, it were a bit more expensive. Holy shit job I'm doing. But they are quite cheap now, and I highly recommend them. So in going around all the black details, a bit messy. I will correct it later with the black, but for the time being, I just want to be quick. I create like a basic light pattern, and then I will refine a little bit with the black. It's not going to show too much either, so it's not that important, but just a little bit. The idea is to do a thick edge highlight with this. I'm not going to use it here on these ridges, they are too thin. I'm just going to go to the thin edge highlight straight on. Same for these tubes, I'm just going to do like a volumetric highlight with this thing, and then you're just going to go with the lighter colors. Oops. Since I've forgotten one metallic detail there. There you go, that should be metallic. There you go. I also didn't paint this shoulder pad, so again, thick edge highlight there. And there you go. That should be enough for our first highlight. And I'm going to refine the ridges now. Just with pure black, and I'm going to just do a recess shade. It's just easier this way for me. Okay, I'm sure you've been asked before which marine chapter is your favorite lore-wise and which is your favorite to paint. My favorite lore-wise are the Firehawks. That's what I'm doing. Firehawk, so cool, and the lore behind them it's quite amazing. As far as to paint, I kind of like to paint any chapter, really. Space Marines are a joy to paint. I really like Blood Angels because I like painting red. Same reason why I like Imperial Fist. But back in the day, I had a Dark Angels army, so that's also an option. So let's edge highlight this thinly. Let's start with the shoulder pad so I get the hang of it. I can use the side of the brush easily. That's nice. I do like Chaos quite a bit. I don't like the fucking trim, so that's a big no-no to paint them. But Emperor's Children are my favorite Legion, but he asked for chapters, so chapters are loyals. So yeah. But yeah, Emperor's Children will be up there, and that's why I have 2 videos on them. I really like the Emperor's Children, and I also painted Fulgrim for the event. Okay, so now very carefully I'm going to pick the ridges with the thin brush and Thunderhawk blue. Yeah, he's just. I mean, I like Chaos Space Marines, but painting all the trim is just no one deserves such a misery. Okay, that's going well. This is the most boring thing to watch someone do, so thank you for sticking up with me. The 33 people that are still here watching, you know who you are. Thank you very much. I think you mean relaxing, says the end. Yeah, probably, if people find relaxing too. It's true that I find extremely relaxing watching other people's work, especially handwork. I love watching, skilled people doing their craft. So good to watch. A good carpenter, a good blacksmith, that kind of stuff. Oh, so good to watch. Someone that knows what it's doing their thing. Makes me so happy. So I'm guessing this has a bit of that, doesn't it? And yes, there was bragging, and it was very much intentional. Okay. No, what? This is like watching paint dry. It's literally what you're doing. Frank M. Yes, I watch a lot of knife making while I paint. Yeah, knife making videos are amazing. I love Alex Steele especially. I know he is a bit more flamboyant now than he used to be. I've been following him for years. And his videos now, obviously, now he has millions of subscribers. Obviously his videos are going to be more flamboyant. I still love him. It's just so funny, and he seems to be such a good guy. It's my favorite blacksmith, entertainer. For two blacksmiths that I really love watching just for the sheer skill that they have. Rigoni Ironworks, so good, and Thornbjorn something. I think it's a Swedish name. Thornbjorn whatever. So good. Whatever that guy makes, I'm watching. His latest video was about refurbishing a shipping container as a storage. So good. No voice, no explanations, just pure skill and watching someone do something that he's really good at. It's amazing. Gil Edgar, I have been listening to you talk about miniature painting while painting my kitchen. It's been very calming. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope your kitchen looks amazing. No, Wolf, it's first watching the paint being applied. Nick Harlan says, I'm sure it's very late, but congratulations to you and your family. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And Ed says, I like watching baking videos. Problem is, I end up hungry and thinking on food, not what I'm painting. Baking videos are not my thing, but I do love so much Mythical Kitchen. Joss is just insane. I just love his pure mad scientist energy, and that guy's just straight up crazy. And I just in for it all the way. Joss is amazing. So if you don't follow Mythical Kitchen and you want to have a good laugh, with food, just go and subscribe. But don't turn off my channel. Open a new tab, please. Okay, so more edge highlighting. I think you can see. Yeah, you can see well. Okay, hope it's in focus. There's so much I can do. Oh shit, that was awful. There you go, better. Frank M says, I like when Alex Steele makes tools from scratch. Yes, that's my favorite part. Check out Sharap. He makes Damascus for interesting materials. That's that. I will check it out. Dennis says, good evening, Juan. Congratulations to you and your wife on your second child. By the way, what kind of palette are you using? This is the new Red Grass XL Studio palette. The new version they sent me for free. The lovely people at Red Grass. I really appreciate it. Fantastic palette. So I highly recommend it. Gabeson, it's good to know Juan makes mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. The main difference, and this is not only to do with miniature painting. This has to do with absolutely everything in life. Everyone makes mistakes. The main difference between a pro and a new person doing anything is that when a pro makes a mistake, he just fixes it and moves on without hesitation. While a new person in that craft or whatever he is doing, when he makes a mistake, he just freaks out and it's mentally blocking, and that's the main difference really between the pros and the not pros. It's just how well you recoup from making a mistake and how fast you fix it. I make loads of mistakes even when I'm painting and when I'm at my job. I'm a goldsmith. Mistakes happen. You sometimes fucked up, and a good professional is the one that fixes the mistake quickly and efficiently and moves on and doesn't let that mistake destroy the whole day worth of work. Just mistakes happen. You have to accept it. Yeah, exactly. Don't let a mistake get to you. Just roll up with it. So I think that this is a good topic for the chat. Which other channels do you love to watch? Like properly love to watch? I have a couple of them. If you haven't seen, if you're not subscribed to Baumgartner Restorations, go and do it. I love watching him work. Such a calming, well-made videos. It's so satisfying. And of course, he is extremely skilled at his craft. Like, it's one of those things that if I would have watched his videos when I was in high school, I would probably have wanted to do art restoration as a job. Is those kinds of videos with such quality that it really drags you into that profession, into that craft. Yeah, also as Volksadin said, feel free to share names of hobby channels. Of course, I rarely watch any hobby channels, just because after you spend so many hours painting and making painting videos, like miniature painting is not something that you kind of feel like watching. But feel free to share any hobby related channels and non-hobby related channels as well. That's a good call. Dr. Mirage says about Jonathan Ferguson stuff on Royal Armories. I recently, this is not a new video, but I recently watched a series of videos about, I can't remember the name of the guy, but he basically got the blueprints for the Spitfire. It was the journey from making a brand new Spitfire from beginning to end. Such a good series of videos. I think it's 5 or 6 videos. So good. That was a fantastic evening of watching videos. I think the guy was a retired British racing driver, but I can't remember his name. It just escapes me. Oh, Cuyo! Yeah, of course, Cuyo is amazing. Cuyo is absolutely amazing in every single way. One of the main inspirations for me starting a channel, along with others like the sadly not longer with us Rock Paints models. Like that really was just so hard for me dealing with that. But yeah, Cuyo is up there, and funny enough, also is the Warhammer TV channel. Like Duncan was probably the first videos that I watched before coming back to the hobby, so I will be eternally thankful to him for that. Of course, Vince has to be here. Vince, who doesn't know Vince? Vince is amazing. Dennis says, would not mind seeing you make a video just teaching people how to say Vallejo correctly. That's how you say it. Vallejo. That's the name in Spanish and how it is correctly pronounced. I will repeat it once more. Vallejo. Staff mates here. Oh, so good, staff mates here. Projects are always insane, yeah. Staff mate here is one of my favorite channels. Okay, I just need to highlight the tops of the ridges on this black stuff here. These are, to me, the hardest parts to highlight of the whole model. This black ridges, which you have to do a highlight on each side. So difficult. Again, as I said at the beginning of the video, excuse if you hear sounds from the street. I just have my windows open because otherwise I will die here. So hot. And I have super bright light shining in my face. And although they are LEDs, they still produce quite a bit of heat. If there were incandescent bulbs, I would already be dead. Okay, that came out pretty well. Happy with that. Yeah, that sounds like Sasquatch was outside. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't have Chihuahua prisoner in my basement or anything, but yeah, it does sound like a Sasquatch. I don't know who that was, but it was a fucking idiot. Okay, let's move into the last highlight for the black details. This is Administratum Grey. I'm just going to do a thin edge highlight focused towards the corners and stuff like that. I think I did a mix in the original one, so I'm not going to do a mix for the... I might do a mix. Oh, okay, I'm going to do a mix. A half mix, more or less, about halfway there between the two colors, just so they mix, so they don't have such a stark transition. Okay, very thin highlight, very careful with the super sharp brush. I hope you can see what I'm doing. There you go. Ian Stavington says, I live in Barcelona. Where are you? I'm from Bilbao. Oh, good recommendation. Koreasan22 keyboard reviews. Yeah, that's something that I didn't knew existed until quite not so long ago, and I quite like it. I also like oh my god, I've been binge watching a fruit review channel, and I'm not joking. It's a guy reviewing fruits. It's so good. I love it. It's like of course they are rare fruits and not like an apple. They are all rare fruits from all around the world. Highly recommended. Let me just see if I can find the name. I can't really remember the name, but let me see if I have a video in my recommended in my recommendations to see. Oh yeah, Weird Explorer, a Weird Explorer, and he reviews fruits, and I love it. It's the kind of weird that I love. It's just so good. I know it sounds like it's just so I don't know what that guy has, but I find it extremely satisfying to watch his videos. Yeah, there is videos about everything in YouTube, but that was quite surprising. Not going to lie, when that popped out in my recommendations, and I said, okay, I'm going to watch it. I'm so happy I did. It's one of those things that I'm just so happy that I jumped on that bandwagon. Okay. I'm going to smooth out some of these edges on this side. They're a bit too hot. It's a little glazing. Oh, so much better now. Oh, crap. Crap, that was awful. I have to fix all of that. I'm just hurrying up with no need to do so. I'm impatient. Oh, we have an old Basque viewer here, Samuel, which is starting with Arratza Leon, which means good afternoon in Basque. Happy to see you here, man. Thank you very much. Then he says, there's a fella named Steve1989 and does videos reviewing military rations around the world. He has eaten rations from World War II. Oh, I think I watched some of his videos. I also watch videos from Atomic Shrimp on that subject, and I really like Atomic Shrimp channel. It's just It's just a whole extremely wholesome channel. It's just a guy doing whatever he wants and just enjoying YouTube, basically. I really like Atomic Shrimp. It's amazing. Another good recommendation of a good channel to follow if you like relaxed lay down videos, basically. Don't expect anything crazy like flamboyant or anything. It's just a guy doing simple stuff, but it's really good. Okay. A bit more black to highlight, I'm afraid. I still need to go back to the bolter here, but I think I'm going to finish now. That should be enough. And these ridges here, the complicated ones. These are easier to do with my magnification, but I think they are going to block my work, the camera, so I'm no crap. Can I just drag my brush over them? That sort of worked. Yeah, happy with that. More than enough. Blabby, do you think that highlighting towards icy yellow instead of white would have made the whole model too greenish? No, I think it would be good. In fact, the main highlight color for the armor is basically Wraithbone, like the super light color, which is close enough to ice yellow to be interchangeable. Basically, this is yellowy. It's a bit more desaturated, but you could use ice yellow instead of Wraithbone for sure. As for the black, you can use it. I just prefer a more neutral black so it doesn't interact too much with the rest of the model. But yeah, you could use. I've seen people using ice yellow to highlight black with very good results. So final highlight for the black, and then we'll move into the metallics. This is pure administratum gray. Just going to do some small dots of this, like following the ridges in the same line, just like that. So it kind of looks like a reflection of the rubber. Doing the same here on that leg and the same here on this leg. Those are a bit too big. Crap, I don't like them. Let's see if I can fix them. I'm pretty happy with that now. So for the next set of dots, I'm going to dilute the administratum a little bit more, so it's not. This is a good example of when magnification helps, because you will see much better all the detail. But if I use magnification, you won't be able to see what I'm doing. So it sucks, but it's just what it is. Okay. Oh, good question from Nick Harling. Where did you find this background theme? I found it before making my very first video. This background thing, go back to my very first video. The ones that I sculpting, logo is different, everything is different, I don't talk. It's just me, recorded with the most awful camera possible in the worst position possible. And edited very poorly, but the background track's the same. I was just looking for a good background track on the YouTube free music library, of course. And I just came and found it. It was just as simple as that. I just found it and I thought, this is pleasing music to listen to. It's not even listening in repeat, because before putting it in the video, I listened to it for about half an hour on repeat, and it was like it wasn't there really, and I thought this is the perfect music like background track for my video, and yeah, that was it really. And so the idea, as I said before, is finding a track that it's there so it fills the silence, but it's not intrusive, and this was just perfect. And everyone asks what the name is, and I genuinely don't know. I renamed the track to Background when I found it. This was 4 years ago. I don't really remember the name anymore, and so anytime that someone asks me which is the name of the background sound of the background track, and it happens at least once per video, I always answer the same. It's Darude Sandstorm, because that's what you answer when someone asks for the name of a song. And if you don't know, that's because you are too young. If you are old like me, you would know why that is the correct answer to any questions about what a soundtrack song name is. Oh, thank you, Dave P. I really appreciate it. Oh, thank you, super awesome coffee. I really. Oh, talking about coffee. I don't like coffee. I don't drink coffee. Not interested in coffee in the slightest. And one of my favorite channels is about coffee. It's James Hoffman. Even if you don't like coffee, you're not interested in coffee, his videos are just so satisfying to watch. I love it. Again, my kind of weird videos. I just really like what he does. So go and check James Hoffman, even if you don't like coffee. It's a pretty awesome channel. I see it got troubles before mixing yellows into blues as it highlight and turning them in the model green. It will turn the model a bit green, but ice yellow has a lot of white, so it's not that much. But also, adding yellow into blue makes it better because it makes it teal. And teal is the best blue because it has yellow in it. Oh, any tricks from keeping good tip on brushes? Metallics seem to wear mine. I use the same brushes for everything. Metallics, normal acrylics, everything. Contrast, everything. I don't change my brushes, and they last about half a year to a year, depending on the brush changes. So, if that's too much, that's too fast to wear for you, I can't really help you. But yeah. It doesn't really make any difference for me, if you ask me. So, super awesome coffee, really interesting. By the way, what's the name of the background track? Darude Sandstorm. I'm not into coffee, but I'm totally in for caffeine. So yeah, James Hoffman is just really good. The guy just has something. He has some kind of magnetism that And he is such a nerd about coffee. I really love that kind of extremely nerdiness that he has. It's just my cup of tea. Okay, so black is done. Metallics are shaded, so I think highlighting the metallic should be the next step. So I'm going back into the dark aluminium, which is this color here. Just mixing it a little bit, and then just going to apply highlight. Basically, reapplying this towards the tops, just to get a bit more of shine back. Not really crucial. Watched my first James Hoffman video recently. James Hoffman, sorry. He was making coffee on a work site with some Makita portable machines. Don't drink coffee regularly. Yes, an interesting video. That video was amazing. The part where the music number comes in, so good. Just I died laughing with that video. It's just amazing. Satham says that the background theme is called Red from Okan Shanin. Could be, I don't know. I said I don't know the name. Genuinely, I don't know the name. As I said before, if anyone asks me, you know what the answer is going to be. Don't get mad at me. And if you don't know why I say that, that's because you are too young. You need to be older. So be older and come back to me. If you are a Gen Z, you probably won't know what I told you. It's Darude Sandstone, but you should, because that's internet culture. So for the highlights on the steel, I'm going to use silver from Vallejo Modeler Metallics, the best silver for highlights. The best silver for edge highlights. I'm going to repeat this again. This is the best silver for edge highlights. Oh, dear Shannon says, song is called Huma Huma Nevada City. Could be. That kind of rings a bell. So that could be very well the name of the song. So before, I'm going to mix this into a little bit of the steel. So you can see, there you go. Going to mix this into a little bit of dark aluminium to make a gradient. I'm going to apply this onto the center, and I should be able to feather out the edges a little bit, but it's too hot right now to do so. So I will just have to do a kind of stippling motion. There you go. Stabsam, hey, chilling while building some Skaven. Yes, good choice. Jeffrey Pearson, hey Juan, what's up? So you did that, check it out. Welcome to the channel. I really appreciate you coming to see my buttock painting video, which is a bit of a clickbait because I did paint some buttock area, but it was mainly about the backpack. Sorry. Still, we're here 2 hours and a half. Time flies, man. Probably will be here for up to the 3 hour mark. Oops. Now some final edge highlights with the pure silver, very lightly with this color, super strong. I'm going to do a little dot there and a little dot there, and what I will also do is take this mix of the steel and the dark aluminium, or the silver and dark aluminium, and I'm going to pick up the rivets with this. There you go. I don't like to use pure Vallejo metal color to pick up the rivets because it's so liquid. It just runs everywhere. So the possibility of fucking up is so high that I like to mix a little bit of a normal acrylic into it to have a bit more control. By the way, if you ask a question and I miss it, which can happen, feel free to ask again, okay? There's other San Vallejo Metallics and their base game color set of Amazon. If you order Vallejo Metallics, you want this metal color and at least the silver from this range. The modeler, you want this. You really want this. It's the best metallic silver ever made for edge highlights. Okay, so let's keep on finishing this. Just a couple more edge highlights with the silver to do, and we are done basically. And then just retightening the edge, and then we will be done, and we can probably start with another thing. Samo says lately I'm liking AK better than Vallejo. I like AK. I bought some colors to test them out, and I really like them. They are really good paints. And Dr. Mira says, I've been wanting to try out some scale 75. I don't like, but others do, so whatever. Stuff as well as Vallejo, but hard to get over here. Jeffrey Prince said, try to find Chimera, and they are only available from the UK with a $50 shipping charge. I have the full range of Chimera, and I have the rest coming from the Kickstarter. Very excited about them. Lovely paints. If you can find them, get them. If you can't, don't spend too much just to get them because of FOMO or just shit like that. They're good paints, but that's it. Good paints. But if you can get them at a normal price, get them because they are a good tool to have. It's always nice to have single pigment paints. It's always a good idea, so they are really, really good to have. Okay, let's just finish this. I'm just delaying. I just don't like highlighting metallics very much, but this makes it so much easier. By the way, a little tip. If you watch my videos, sometimes when I say I use a Stormhost Silver, sometimes I'm using this instead. So have that in mind, just because it's just better. So if I'm doing something critical, it has the same hue, but if I'm doing something critical, I'm probably using modeler silver instead of Stormhost Silver. That's a channel secret. Okay, Dr. Mirage, good question. Sorry. What's the difference between metal color, model color, and model air? So these two paints are from the airbrush range. They are all super liquid, so you can use them through an airbrush. But that also means that the pigment is so much finer. You don't want any metallics from Vallejo that are not metal color or model air metallic. Those are the ones you want to buy. The rest, they're not bad, but they're not as good as this too. This has probably the most realistic metallic effect of any acrylic paint ever. This is just as far as you can get in realism with metallic paints, with acrylics. This is as real metal as you can get with acrylic paints. These are a bit less realistic, but they also have more variety. What I use from the model air metallic I use these two basically, the steel and the silver, for highlights. I only use them for highlights. If I want to paint base coats, I use metal color. If I want to use exotic color metallics, I just use whatever. Citadel scale 75, Vallejo on the other ranges, any of those will work fine. But if I want just steel, like normal steel, and that's the main issue with the range, is that the range of colors is just steel. So if you go and see and have a look at the range at the webpage, the range is steel, 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 copper, gold, and that's it. They have a bunch of steels and a copper and a gold. And a gold that doesn't look like gold, by the way. So that's another thing. I think this is done. Oh no, I have one highlight in the bolter. Just a small highlights here. Whoops. There we go. Nice highlighting. There you go. This is done now. Don't have to be ashamed. I think I'm going to add a bit more weathering on this steel. I have to use my Doombull Brown and add a bit of rusty effects. So I'm going to thin this down to a glaze consistency and just apply this, especially here on this ridge. There you go. And probably a little bit here and here, maybe on one of the sides on the down part like that, and I think I'm done. This is it. We've successfully painted the buttocks of the Space Marine. Now this is complete and can be shipped to his rightful owner, which I really hope he really enjoys. Thank you very much. You know who you are if you're watching this video. Thank you very much for your purchase. I really appreciate it. It really helps my family and me quite a lot. It genuinely does. I just have to tie the rim of the base. Just have to get rid of all of this nasty putty. Okay. Oh, stop, Sam. Good question. Do you also play or just paint? I do play, but I only play 2 games. I play Dead Zone and I play Kings of War. That's all. I don't play any Games Workshop games, but I only paint Games Workshop minis. So and Dead Zone minis. Love those games. Best games ever made, if you ask me. But I don't play any Games Workshop games because I'm too old for that shit. Good question. Jeffrey Pearson said, can anyone suggest the best washes? I have Enemy Painter washes and they're good to... No, the Enemy Painter washes, the shades, or whatever, this stuff, pretty good. Amazing shades. The Army Quick Shade washes, fucking awesome. Really, really, really good washes. Apart from those, the new shades from Citadel are god tier. So good. They are such a step up from the old ones. They are amazing. So I would recommend you either get the Army Painter shades, or you get the Citadel, or you get both, and you have a huge range of shades to use. I have them all. I have the whole of the Army Painter and I have the whole of the Citadel range. Highly recommend both. I know it's a bit expensive to get all of them, but that's my recommendation. But yeah, Army Painter washes, really good. Yeah, Samo says the end. Yeah, yeah, that's another difference. This uses aluminium powder for the metallic effect, and the rest uses mica powder. So that's another difference. Sorry about missing that. I love this paint talks, really useful. Yeah, Army Painter paints. Okay, This is something that you don't know, and I wasn't really sure about to talk about this because I don't like to talk bad about anything really. I was offered a sponsorship deal, a very good one, with Army Painter. After the video I did on their speed paints, they got in contact with me, said they want to sponsor at least 2-3 videos with me. Very well paid, like fully sponsored, not just a small sponsorship, like fully paid videos, like completely sponsored videos, quite a lot of money. And they sent me the whole range to try out. And after testing them, I mean, they're not bad paints at all. They're not bad paints, but it's not something that I can tell people, okay, buy this, this is amazing. So I just refused the money. That being said, and I was extremely surprised for the good, the Army Painter airbrush range is very, I'm going to say it again another time, just to emphasize, very good, extremely good. So if you want to buy Army Painter paints and you have an airbrush, and you can usually use them with your brush, but the airbrush range, so good. Extremely surprised how good it is. So the shades are also amazing. Speed paints, I mean, they do what they say on the tin, but that's it. I mean, if you want something that is a one-coat solution, they're very good. Extremely forgiving, very easy to use, fantastic paints. If you want something else, I wouldn't recommend them. There are all better options. Some already here, like the Citadel contrast paints, and another coming soon. And that's all I can say about that. I'm not sure if Modeler uses aluminium or mica. I think they use mica, but I'm not sure. Might use aluminium. Could be. I'm just reading through the chat. Thank you everyone that said that the mini looks good. Oh my god, Alex Brandsgrove. Army Painter wet palette is quite good as well. Tried this K75 wet palette and it was awful. That was an amazing donation. Thank you very much, Alex Brandsgrove. That's amazing. Thank you very much. 50 quid. What a hero. Thank you very much. And yes, the Army Painter wet palette. I have it here. Let me just grab it. So I have it here. My only issue with the Army Painter wet palette, which is really good. They also sent me this. Let me just. Looks good. It's amazing. The only problem I have is it's tiny. Let me just zoom out. Move the lights out of the way. The problem I have is I cannot work with this. It's too small for me. I guess this is great as a travel palette. If you travel a lot and you need a small wet palette, that's fantastic. Highly recommended. It's really good. It has a space for your brushes. Here, really good. It's a fantastic tool. But if you use as much real estate in your painting as I do, I need a lot of space. And I ran out of this is just painting a backpack. So if I'm painting a whole mini, I'm probably going to cover the whole thing and then have to change the paper at some point. I use a lot of real space in my wet palette, so I need a bigger thing than this. Okay. Let me just put this back into its rightly place. There. Let me just plug this so we can all see it in all of its glory. Oh, the madman, Alex Bransgrove, he just donated 20 more quid. On top of the 50 quid that he already donated. That's crazy. You were right, it's a small but perfect size for me at least. I love Scale 75 paints though. How did they get the wet palette so wrong? Scale 75 paints are... they're not bad. They're really good paints. It's just that you have to like them, so to speak. I mean, you have to like their properties. They're not my cup of tea. I have used them and I can paint with them just fine. They're good paints, but somehow I really like the ones that come in the tube, the artist range. Really good, awesome paint. The normal range, meh. The fantasy and games range I like a bit more. It's kind of the properties that I prefer in my paints. But yeah, I really prefer, if I'm going to buy AK, if I'm going to go for something like the AK paint, I'm leaning towards the scale paint. Sorry, I'm going to lean more into AK now. They sort of do the same thing, but they kind of behave more like how I like paints to behave, basically. And yeah, the artist range is flipping good. That's my next big purchase. Is I want to get the full artist range from Scale 75. I just want the whole thing. They are really good. Yeah, Doctor, this is less than half the size of the large red grass one. My red grass is the XL one, the studio one. Wait a second. I also have this. So this is the small new red grass, and I haven't even opened because it's too. They sent me this one first, but again, this is too small for me. So let me just compare this. This is the large one. This is the small one. It's still bigger than the Army Painter one. Well, let me put the Army Painter in comparison. This is the Army Painter one. So you kind of see the size difference here. I just want a large one. In fact, when I'm painting at my workshop, in between jobs or doing lunch breaks, I use two of this stacked together. I use two of these, of the old ones that have magnets. I stack them together, and I use like a double size of this. This is the kind of space that I need for my painting. I use a lot of wet palette. Gabriela Rodriguez says, thank you for using more than one brand when painting your miniatures. Yes, when I do full tutorials, I prefer to just use one brand, and since Citadel is my favorite brand, and I say this unironically, Citadel is my favorite paint brand, I use just Citadel. Sometimes I cheat a little bit when I have to do an edge highlight. As I told you, I sometimes use Vallejo Model Silver for my edge highlights if I'm having trouble, because Stonehouse Silver is a bit problematic, but it's just minor cheating, small cheating. But it's the same color. It's just better paint. One more thing, just grab this here. I'm just going to paint the trim, the base rim, and we will be done. I use them for glazing, the Scale 75 mainly. Yeah, for glazing they excel. They're very good glazing paints, Scale 75. The medium, the gel medium can be thinned down so much that it's easier to apply glazes with them. So that's an advantage. They are a pain in the ass to base coat with, and I'm sorry about that, but they are awful to base coat with. But as I always say, different paint ranges have different uses. So it's obvious that some paints paint ranges will be better than all this and different stuff. I just like the balance that the Citadel range has myself. This is personal opinion, and I also like the color range very much. Okay, so we have my favorite black for base rims is a bottom black. There's a very good reason for that. It's not like a random choice. A bottom black, it's way more resilient to handling than any other black that I've used. It just holds so much better and doesn't scratch as easily. And if you don't know what I mean, try to paint something white with Vallejo model color black. Let it dry and rub your finger over it. And do the same with a bottom black. You will tell the difference immediately of what I'm talking about. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. Okay, so base painted, everything touched up. He's ready to ship. To his rightful owner, alongside this lovely guy. He has bought both of them. I have to dust him, it's a bit dusty, but yeah, this is going to go to the new owner soon. I'm hopefully going to ship them next week, alongside another couple of shippings I have to do. Yeah, awesome. Really thankful for the person that bought this. It really helps quite a lot. It helps a lot. Oh, Samu says, Scale Artist has a bit of grain compared to Ableton Artist paint tubes, which I haven't tried. I haven't tried it. You only use the Ableton oils, which are really good. At least from my inexperience in oil point of view. Orange are top notch, but mind the to be honest, but mind the finish. Yeah, the only Scale 75 artist paints that I've used have all been amazing. Cracking live video made. Thank you very much, Rich Studios. I really appreciate it. A bottom black or two coats of black temper? A bottom black. Bottom black is my preferred base rim color. And then go. Okay, we have time. I said that was going to be here for 3 hours, which is more or less. We have 2 hours and 53 minutes. So I'm going to demonstrate you why something like Vallejo, not all blacks are equal. Okay, so we have this chap here. This is normal Space Marine. Let me just grab. Okay. This is model color black, which is an amazing black. It covers so well, but it has a big issue. This is why I don't use it for my base rims, and I'm going to show it to you. Just paint. I need a bit more water here. A bit more water. This is quite thick paint. A bit more paint. There you go. It covers extremely well over white. It's the coverage of this paint is out of this world. I'm going to clean the things so I don't mess up my mat more than it already is. Let's just wait for this to dry, and I will demonstrate you what happens when you rub this. Griff's Fun, thank you for answering so many questions and giving up so much of your limited time. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sure I've missed some questions, and if I did, if I missed your question, feel free to go back and answer it again. It's just sometimes it's just easy to miss them when you are painting. Dennis, will you be making some Firehawk videos? Yes, as I told, it's a video that is halfway done. I started doing it before my wife gave birth, and I plan to finish it, but it's in a bit of a hiatus now. Yeah, and as Samo says, for a base ream, I don't really mind doing 2 coats of a battle black, and you still have to do two coats of a battle black instead of 1 coat of this, which covers so much better, just because a battle black is extremely resilient. I have the theory that they use different pigments. I'm not sure which one, but I'm 100% sure the Vallejo one and this one uses carbon black, which is very fragile. And I think this uses another black pigment of some sort. So yeah. Oh, Carlos asking, the next thing is talking about varnishes to protect your minis. Okay, as I said before, if I'm painting a display mini, the only thing I use is this. And it's not for protection, it's for finish. It's because when I'm painting a display mini, I want the finish to be as matte as possible. So this is extremely important for me. But again, it has nothing to do about finish. It's all about protection. It's all about uniform finish and ultra matte finish. If I'm painting for an army, I use Citadel's Monitorium spray varnish, but let me just say, use at your own risk. Don't use it and then come here and blame me that it fucked up your army. It's a very temperamental spray, and you have to be very careful with it. It has to be the perfect conditions. It has to be. I spray indoors. I have a workshop, so I can do that without my wife shouting to me. So I spray indoors. I warm up the can. I shake it vigorously for a very long time, and I also have some sacrificial minis that I spray first with the varnish before going to the important stuff. I spray these sacrificial minis, wait for a bit, confirm that everything is alright, and then I varnish my armies. I varnished 3 armies with this, no issues whatsoever. I've been to several tournaments, no issues whatsoever, everything has been fine. But again, use at your own risk. It's a very temperamental spray, but when it works really well. I like it, and it protects your minis fantastically well. I've heard wonders about the Vallejo mech range, says Samo, or Thamo, since he's Spanish. Maybe go to for base rims durability wise, could be. Carlos Garcia, barniz con aerógrafo, varnish with the airbrush. For my armies, no. I use a spray can. I use Monitorium varnish from Citadel. And for this stuff, I apply it with a brush because I want extremely localized applications. I want to maybe one spot, one part of the mini, one section is not it's a bit shiny, so I apply a layer of this and then proceed. Sometimes I want to matte the finish before I do the highlights, so I can see better what I'm applying the highlights. It's complicated, but yeah, this is good stuff, and you can apply it with a brush very well. It's not an issue. Oh yes, Thamo says that yeah, it stands for Zamorano, so he means he's not Basque, he's from Zamora. So nice to meet you. That's good to know. Oh, we have also Mauricio Mauri, which comes from Mexico or Mexico, however you want to say it. Says that he tries to follow me what I say in English, but sometimes it's too fast and it's hard to follow. Yeah, I get it. Sorry. About videos in Spanish, the main issue is I have a mixed audience, and most of my audience it doesn't speak Spanish, but most of it speaks English. So English is the logical language to streaming. So this is Vallejo model color applied over the white trim. Look at this. Look at this. You see that? That's not good for base rim. I mean, fantastic black, but it just rubs off with one pass of my finger. You can see it there. No good. A button black holds up really, really, really well. Average Studio, do you use that AK varnish for neighbors? No, I use it with my brush because I said it's for local applications, like very precise applications on my display models. But you can apply it with an airbrush, you can apply it with a brush. It works as well in both cases. Yeah, like I said, yeah, if you're going to varnish an army and you have an airbrush, it's a very sensible thing to do. I just like the spray. It just works well for me. I like it. I can control it. I have a place where I can apply it with anyone shouting at me because it smells horrible. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to keep doing. And I really like the finish. I have a very interesting finish. Okay, so while we are here answering more questions and more questions come in, I'm going to dust this mini. It's a bit dusty. I hope you don't mind me dusting this mini for the client. I like to use these soft brushes. These are not. These are the Rosemary smooshing brushes, but any soft hair brush will do. And again, this was also base coated with a button black, and look, hey, not coming off, no varnish. This was straight a button black. That's nothing on top of it. So yeah, it really makes a difference. It's the best black for base rims, and I will die on that hill any day. Okay, so I think this looks better now. I love this paint job. It's one of my favorite heavy contrast paints, especially the cape. I think I really did a good job there. I'm really happy when it just sold. So these two lovely guys are going to a new client that clearly likes chaos quite a bit. And as I told you at the beginning, I'm going to make more live streams. So tomorrow, same time, I'm going to do another live stream. And on Sunday, same time, I'm going to do another live stream. And hopefully, next week I start working. So Monday I start my regular job schedule. So I will hopefully have a video ready for next week. Hopefully. I can't promise anything. It's a bit mad right now. But if I can't make a video, I will do another live stream. So even regular content will come. So don't be afraid. I'm not just going to move into just doing live streams. More content is going to come, but you will have to be patient with me for a while. So next videos are the Firehawk video, the next one, and the Lumineth heavy contrast, and the Singe challenging or changeling video is also coming. Heavy contrast again. It's also coming soon. So thank you all very much for being here. Thank you, Alex, and everyone for the support. Thank you, Alex, for the amazing donations. I really, really, really appreciate it. And really makes a massive difference. You have no idea how much of a difference that it's going to make. And I will catch you tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow, another live stream. And what we will be doing, I don't know. I have to think about it yet. But let me just see if I can find the box. Let me just... one moment. I was thinking, let me just move these two guys off, of building and painting this on camera. So I think it's a good project for live streams. So I might start building him tomorrow morning, so I have something built. Hopefully everything will, the basic skeleton will be built so I can start painting it on camera. And yeah, do you like this? This seems like a good idea. I think so, but you never know. But yeah, anyway, may do that, may do another thing, but it's going to be a fun 3.5 hours or so. So thank you all very much for coming here. Thank you all for everyone that has been here from the very beginning, and anyone that it's been here at any point in the video, because I appreciate you all the same. Thank you very much for watching, and I catch you tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow 5 o'clock Spain time, I will be here again with another live stream. Which the theme, I don't know what's going to be. I have to think about it, but it might involve a night. So thank you very much for watching. I catch you next one, guys. Bye.